Okay, welcome. This is another Wisdom Wednesday from Charlotte's Sewing Room. I just wanted to share with you my latest hot newsflash, hot tips, selvages could be a thing of the past. We had Tony from the Timeless Treasures Educator in the store last week, and she was talking about designing her new line of fabric, and it was print and this and that, and then she mentioned digital, and she said, oh, by the way, digital printed fabric, which is the wave of the future and the way a lot of the things are going now, doesn't have the screen lineup on the selvages that we just call and think of as selvages. So over the weekend, I was replaying in my head different things she'd said, and I stuck on that. I thought, hey, does that mean that my tubs full of selvages that I've been collecting for years are suddenly going to be really hot collector's items? And, you know, maybe I should get those out of the tub and make something. So I did a little research, looked back at some of my favorite items that I had snapped on Instagram, and I decided I really liked this hexagon pattern. It almost looks like some kind of a parquet. So I started by cutting squares from leftover scrap. It was from my quilt back scrap, so it's a little bit heavier weight cotton, 100% cotton. Then I sort of organized my selvages during the Chiefs game, go Chiefs, and then I started sewing them on the squares. So there's lots of different tips on how to do that. Basically, I say just start doing it and you'll figure out the best way for yourself to do it. So I did that. Then this made all the difference in the world. The proper tool. Hot tip number 2 is a 2 wisdoms in one Wednesday. Tool made all the difference in the world to doing this project. So this fits on my square, luckily. And so I cut this out with a rotary cutter. And then what's really important here is these dots. So the dots are holes in this template, and I use them to mark the back side with, I happen to use a friction pen because I'm not ironing in between. This is the pen that works off, and I didn't want to risk any ink going through. So here are my dots, and this allows me to sew dot to dot, which is really surprisingly super simple to do. So having the right tool makes all the difference in the world. Let me just show you real quick. So it's very easy once you have that dot marked just to sew along it, and you stop and this stuff's out of the way. So it's really not a problem. You're just sewing dot to dot. So anyway, get those selvages out if you haven't done anything with them. Find yourself a simple project, and don't let anybody convince you to throw these away because they are collector's items. Have a great